Welcome in. I am the CryptoBullGod, and in today's video, we're going to discuss specifically what my price prediction is in 2024 for XLM. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You got click that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday for All in the Charts. It's a daily crypto TA live stream where I take your TA questions. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on YouTube, you can follow me even on the Instagrams and Tradingview. It is one word, whoop, CryptoBullGod. Just a quick disclosure that none of what I'm providing is financial advice. I'm simply looking to educate and to help others through sound, logical, technical analysis. We're all big boys and big girls, so we can make our own personal financial decisions. With that being said, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to focus on two main charts, and we're going to do things a little bit different for this video. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is actually where I see prices going in 2024, my prediction there. And then we're going to get into the immediate price action and where I see prices going in the shorter to midterm. All right, with that being said, let's take a look at the XLM USD 2-week chart, guys. This is something I've been hitting on for a very long time. If you are subscribed to my channel, you got to click the bell icon for all notifications. This is something that I have hit on in the daily live stream, All in the Charts. That's that live stream that I do every single weekday where I take your TA questions on crypto and even traditional markets from time to time. But this pattern here, what I'm seeing, this nice rounding bottom and this falling wedge, guys, this to me looks like a cup and handle. And I have two different targets drawn up here, indicated for this cup and handle. The more aggressive target, which is the lighter blue line, is drawing all the way from our beer virus low to the top of the cup formation here, which I think is a little aggressive in my opinion, just given the level of volatility. Now, I understand as we're moving up and things are getting euphoric, you could have a sharp level of volatility and a huge wick come up here, but I'm being a little bit more conservative in terms of where I have the darker arrow drawn, cutting out some of these wicks for volatility. I'm measuring from the bottom here all the way to the top. And you can see the price zone based on that is between $2.60 and $1.80. So the thing we have to ask ourselves is, do we really think that it's possible for XLM to hit a USD value anywhere between 260 and 180? Now, we're going to get into this more on the immediate price action, but ultimately I think XLM is going to pull back. Let's just use a nice round figure to around 10 cents. So the question you have to ask yourself after we finish consolidating in the intermediate term here is, could we pull somewhere between a 15 to 26x? Now, we essentially double topped here. Yes, you could draw from the wick here an area of descending resistance just like this. On Binance, we topped out at around $1, and in the prior impulse, we topped out at around 80, looks like 80.5 cents here. But I'm considering this a near double top here. Okay, depending what exchange you want on, $1.05 was higher on the Binance exchange relative to other exchanges. So the most important thing for XLM to demonstrate strength within the chart will first be breaking definitively above 80 cents to $1. Once we start breaking above 80 cents to $1, that's when things are going to get really interesting, because that essentially is creating what's known as a blue sky breakout, where there's no price confluence above because price hasn't existed at those levels. And so that's when things are going to get really interesting. So again, I have this $1.80, and apologies if I misspoke and said $1.50, but really $1.80 to 260 here. The other thing we can, based on the cup and handle formation, the other thing we can take a look at to try to understand where prices might be going, we can actually take a look at a fib retracement, okay? From the bottom, from the top of our impulse all the way to the bottom of the retracement. And we can take a look at this 1.272 extension. That brings us up near $1.60, okay? So really, when I take a look at these three different price points, what I'm initially coming up with here is I'm coming up with a price range between $1.60 and $2.60 initially as my ranges that I'm starting to feel comfortable with as a strong possibility for 2024, which is when I see Bitcoin having and the rest of crypto having its blow off top buy. Definitely contrarian to what the 4-year cycle maxis believe. Now let's take a look at the XLM BTC chart. And the reason I want to take a look at the XLM BTC chart is this should provide us another data point to assess the reasonability of the price range that I provided earlier of $1.60 to $2.60. Now we have some new price action. This is on a 2-week chart. We have some new price action that has formulated in here. So I want to redraw the way that this falling wedge looks. But essentially, you can see that price action here on this relativity value is essentially in a falling wedge, right? We're real wide up here and we're real narrow in here. Now, the interesting thing is once we have a true full-blown alt season, and that really will be defined as Bitcoin getting above $70,000. Essentially, once you see Bitcoin breaking its prior all-time high of 69,000, that's when your altcoins are really going to see the strongest push in price. It's really going to be a much more of a risk-on environment in that case. And so what we'd want to see from XLM at the very least, okay, when it does top, I really want to see it get up to this area of price confluence. This is my main target. You can see these wicks, okay, having a hard time getting above that area now that we fell below there, okay? Once we fell below this region, we definitively fell below it, couldn't pop up above it, couldn't pop up above it, couldn't pop up above it. And that's fine. I'm actually okay with the fact that we could come up to that area and get stalled out, but I want to get up to this area, and let me explain to you why. If we can get up to this prior area of price confluence, this brings confluence to this USD chart that we just took a look at, okay? Hypothetically, if Bitcoin does hit some of the valuations that I anticipate, okay, I've been speaking to 120, 130, 150,000, okay? If we hit that, 120, 130, 150 valuation, as Bitcoin begins to correct and a lot of the money begins going into the altcoins, theoretically, if this XLM value started shooting up in valuation as Bitcoin is correcting and it's near $100,000, this would imply XLM could hit a valuation of anywhere between $1.30 and $1.50. That is if Bitcoin is at $100,000 at that time. So basically, this relativity value, you can think of it as a 0.13 and a 0.15. You want to multiply that times the BTC USD value, okay, to come out to a hypothetical level. So for XLM USD, it's really 4 zeros in there because of how small the USD value is for XLM. But if Bitcoin is at around $100,000 as XLM comes up to this relativity value that we've had a hard time getting above now that we've been below it, boom, that puts it right at between $1.30 and $1.50. And I love the price confluence because, again, I came up with this roughly 160 to 260 price target. Here we're looking at 130 to 150 if Bitcoin is at $100,000. Obviously, if Bitcoin's a little higher, let's say it's at 110,000 or 120,000, you can take these values and multiply them by 10 or 20%. That might put XLM more towards the upper, 165, 180 area, depending where we landed in here. So I love the price confluence because this XLM BTC relativity chart is telling me that I'm coming up with a valuation that is at least similar to the midpoints of this range up here, the lower and midpoints of these ranges up here. So my official prediction for XLM is to hit a valuation, I would say, somewhere between, I'm going to round down on that 1.272. My official prediction is for 2024, we will see XLM hit a valuation of between $1.50 all the way up to $2.60 as the most aggressive target. And if you had to pin me in a corner and say, well, what's your best guess in terms of a tighter range? I'd say right between $1.50 and $1.80. I think $1.50 to $1.80 is very reasonable. All right, now let's get into the point of the discussion surrounding intermediate price action and where I see prices going. Now, I kind of refined this area a little bit. This is XLM USD on the 3-day chart. Guys, if you've been tuning into that daily live stream all in the charts, click the bell icon for all notifications. You know that I basically sketched out I do this very routinely on charts that I take a look at, my golden buy zone. And my golden buy zone, which I refined just a smidge, I refined it to be between 11.6 cents and 9.5 cents. Okay, you can see on the 3-day here, I always use the pink line for the 200 simple moving average. The blue is the 10 simple moving average. And the purple is the 50 simple moving average. Now, price data is rather immature on this time frame. You can see the 200 only started populating back in July of 19, so it doesn't have a lot of price history. But you can see the last time, if you take a look at prices here, the last time we had that golden cross where the 50 pushed above the 200 simple moving average, we got a strong move in price. We haven't gotten that golden cross yet. If we want that golden cross, if we sort of hypothesized where that could kind of come in, we might have a golden cross come in sometime around late September, early October, so something to keep an eye on. That would be very bullish for price action. But again, I would be, based on how prices are looking right now, I believe we're in the midst of consolidating, right? We had this ginormous move from 9.5 cents all the way up to 19.5 cents. We basically did a 2x. I would be absolutely shocked if prices did not come down to at least 11.6 cents. I would be shocked by that. Okay, if we take a look at price indicators, you can see the MACD is healthy, but it looks like it might want to cross down. RSI got a little overheated over here, up at 80. Stochastic RSI, we're below 20, but it's flattening out. We may want to start crossing above. If we take a look at the weekly, now again, price data is rather immature here. The 200 simple moving average only started printing in September of 21. But you can see right now, anytime you're below a moving average, it's going to act as resistance. You can see we're having a hard time pushing above that 200 simple moving average. So we want to see prices definitively get above there, which is around 17.5 cents. Once XLM, really, I think XLM, you can see this 19.5 cent area, this is a major area, and it's not surprising. Let's kind of zoom out on the chart for a moment. By the way, the price indicators are looking healthy here, very healthy. This 19.5 cent area is a major area of price confluence. I want to take a quick look at that so I can quickly point out to you guys why I'm making this point. Look at, we like to keep things stupid simple on this chart. Look at how often price was below 19.5 cents. And look at how often it was above, okay? It hasn't been above 19.5 cents as often as it's been below it, right? So once we get, I feel very confident in making this assertion. Once we get weekly closes that close above 19.5 cents, that's when things are going to get very explosive, in my opinion. The last time we had a weekly close above 19.5 cents was this area here back in January of 2021. You can see we went straight up from 19.5 cents all the way up to 80.5 cents, okay? So 19.5 cents is my major area of interest in terms of seeing explosive movements to the upside once we can get a candle body close up there. But for now, I am expecting healthy consolidation in price and to hit an area anywhere between 11.6 cents to 9.5 cents. I would be a buyer in those regions. And again, I'm never offering financial advice on this channel. You guys are all adults here. You can make your own decisions. I'm just sharing with you what I honestly see in the charts here, as I always do. So I think, in assessing price here, one other thing I would quick hit on before we sign off here. There's also what are known as psychological levels within price. So 10 cents is going to be a psychological level, kind of assessing price here on the weekly with condensed price action. It also looks like an area between 11 and that psychological area of around 10 cents will be a major area. So I would not be surprised one bit if we came down and we hit an area right in here around 11, 10 cents. Maybe we don't get all the way down to 9.5 and then we just continue churning up. But again, crypto is a very volatile market. If this thing does wick down and we see prices towards 9.5 cents, I would be a very strong buyer. But again, this is my buy zone, okay? Use this to your own benefit and decide personally how you want to respond to prices. But I believe that we're going to see some nice, healthy consolidation somewhere in this area. You know, we're going to keep forming those higher lows coming in, right? Higher lows. Those are the basic building blocks of a bullish narrative, along with the higher highs, and higher highs are going to continue coming in as well. So remain patient, guys. Again, I think anywhere between $1.50 to $2.60. If I had to pick a tighter zone of price, I would say between $1.50 to $1.80 is where I am looking for prices to get to in 2024 once mania really hits and we get euphoric price action in the market, which is going to take everyone's breath away, in my opinion. So until next time, everybody, make sure before you tune out, if you haven't, hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live for All in the Charts every single weekday, taking your questions on technical analysis. Until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness and carry the education forward.
So what you gonna do, $5 on CryptoBullGod and his crypto maniacs and the entire crypto